Welcome to today's JSS 2 Social Studies lesson on Nigeria's trading partners. In this lesson, we will identify the major countries and regions that Nigeria trades with, understand the nature of these trade relationships, and consider how Nigeria can improve its trade position. A trading partner is any country with which Nigeria regularly exchanges goods and services, either as a buyer, importing from them, or a seller, exporting to them. Nigeria's major export destinations. The United States of America has historically been one of Nigeria's most important oil export destinations. American oil companies including Chevron, ExxonMobil, and ConocoPhillips have been major investors in Nigeria's oil sector. However, as the United States has increased its own oil production through shale technology, it has become less dependent on Nigerian crude. India has become one of Nigeria's largest crude oil buyers. India's rapidly growing economy has created enormous demand for energy, making it a major importer of Nigerian crude oil. The Netherlands, specifically the port of Rotterdam, which is Europe's largest port and oil trading hub, receives large quantities of Nigerian crude for distribution across Europe. Spain, France, and other European Union countries also import Nigerian crude oil and agricultural products including cocoa. China has grown rapidly to become one of Nigeria's most significant trading partners. Nigeria exports oil to China and imports enormous quantities of manufactured goods, electronics, clothing, machinery, vehicles, plastics, and building materials. This trade relationship has been somewhat controversial. While cheap Chinese goods are affordable for ordinary Nigerians, they have undercut local manufacturers. Nigeria's major import sources. China is by far Nigeria's largest import partner. Nigerian markets are flooded with Chinese consumer goods, from textiles and electronics to generators, plastics, and motorcycles. The large volume of Chinese imports has contributed to the decline of Nigerian manufacturing in some sectors. India supplies pharmaceuticals, chemicals, and various consumer goods to Nigeria. United States supplies machinery, vehicles, wheat, and chemicals. European Union countries, Germany, France, Italy, supply industrial machinery, vehicles, chemicals, and processed foods. Japan and South Korea supply vehicles and electronics. Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, and other Asian vehicle brands dominate the Nigerian vehicle market. Intra-African trade. Despite being Africa's largest economy, Nigeria's trade with other African countries has historically been relatively limited compared to its trade with Europe, America, and Asia. However, with the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA, intra-African trade is expected to grow significantly. Nigeria's neighbors, Benin Republic, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and Ghana, are important partners, especially for informal cross-border trade. Large quantities of goods flow across Nigeria's land borders, both formally and informally. The informal trade in the Cotonou, or Benin Republic, port, where goods are often smuggled into Nigeria, has been a source of tension in trade policy. ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, founded in 1975 and headquartered in Abuja, is Nigeria's main regional economic organization. ECOWAS promotes free trade, free movement of people, and economic integration among its 15 West African member states. Nigeria is the dominant economy within ECOWAS, accounting for a large share of the community's total GDP. Nigeria is also a member of the African Union and the Commonwealth of Nations, both of which provide frameworks for trade and diplomatic relations. Nigeria-China relations deserve special attention. China has invested heavily in Nigerian infrastructure, railways, Lagos-Ibadan Standard Gauge Railway, Abuja-Kaduna Railway, roads, and government buildings, through its Exim Bank loans. These loans have raised some concerns about debt sustainability, though they have also delivered real infrastructure. The relationship is complex. China is both a major investor and a competitor to Nigerian manufacturers. Nigeria-United States relations involve significant trade, investment, and diplomatic ties. The American government has been involved in supporting Nigeria's democratic governance, security sector reform, and public health, particularly through PEPFAR, which funds HIV/AIDS treatment. Nigeria's trade potential is enormous, particularly if the country can diversify its exports beyond crude oil. Agricultural products, processed foods, pharmaceuticals, technology services, creative industries, music, film, fashion, and solid minerals all offer opportunities to grow export earnings and reduce dependence on oil. For your examinations, know Nigeria's major export destinations for oil: India, USA, Netherlands, Spain, the major sources of imports: China, India, USA, EU, the significance of ECOWAS for regional trade, and the importance of AFCFTA for Nigeria's future trade opportunities.